At 29 and I find myself wondering, what did happen to the last 10?
Sitting by the closed window of the servant quarter, I was looking down where the rain was slowly caressing the huge garden of the mansion. The rain, I saw left my mouth. The rain has been my companion in grief and sorrow, hardships and difficulties. It was raining every time the tragedy occurred to me. As far as I do realize that it rains after tragedy which happened to me throughout my life, was it some kind of messed up symbolism? When my dad left us in a rented house with our sick mother, it rained. When my sister Yuvi ran away somewhere, leaving me and mom to cry behind, it rained. When my mom died while being on the last stage of the cancer, it rained. Every time it rains, it makes me feel lonely and person on this planet. But I don't get frightened of the rain and thunderstorms anymore because I have nothing left to lose. It's only me and my dark shadow. Now I'm looking forward the day when this rain will be a source of mine to meet my mom. I would hug her tightly and will never feel loneliness under her magical wing. The drops came sprinting down the window and no one joined in on the race. I shut my eyes as I thought how my fate kept playing a game with me, my life without showing any mercy. Sometimes I just feel difficulty to breathe properly. I couldn't blame anyone for this but myself. At the point I was strong enough to deal with all the problems of my life, but it was wrong. It's been 7 years since I have been working in this mansion as an ordinary maid. What makes me feel at ease that I have shelter to cover myself in the rain, cold, thunderstorm, and I'm also paid for it. As I'm alone and I have no desires, so I just put all my veggies in a box made of steel to make sure that I would have some saved money in the future when I need it. After 7 years of working here as a maid, finally when I step in a servant quarter, it feels like I am in my home. I also have place to live, bed to sleep, clothes to change, maid dresses, food to eat like other people on this whole wide planet. Though the servant quarter is old, but still the windows are painted nicely, white bedsheets are clean, walls are still in a fine condition, the wardrobes are quite big where our uniforms are neatly tucked away. There are some old sceneries of some colorful flowers and plants just to add some liveliness in this quarter. Well, I never found that liveliness in a quarter. Perhaps other servants do. Or Mafia Lord is finally coming back in the mansion after 6 years. When I first saw him 6 years back, he was really thing to get scared of. His dark eyes were enough to make the person in front of him mull on his feet. His name was. Taking his name seemed so horrifying too. His name was Jeon Jungkook. When I took his name, my lips started to tremble badly. Everyone in the mansion was scared of his dangerous and powerful aura. No worker here was ready to clean his room, even if he was not present there. You know, the weak one or quiet person is always pushed front, and here I was the weak one. I was assigned to take care of his bedroom and clean it until there is no sign of dust left around any corner of his room. Once I cleaned the bedroom, the head of servants was ordered to search the room from each and every corner, knowing he was bound to find a couple of mistakes. By some of co-maids, I was told that the headmaster was ordered to hide some objects under the bed, behind the curtains, under the wash basin, below the pillow, and sometimes he adjusted the small pieces of papers in a vase and up to so on. Well, if I won't lie, I was encountered by the Mafia Lord when once I was cleaning his room. I felt his dark and intense stares on me while I was mopping the floor. My innocent eyes met his, and I came to know that he was the most handsome and manly man I have ever seen in my entire existence. He was beyond beauty, his face, sharp jawline, that lip piercing, his aura, and oh my, his that strong muscles ready to escape from his shirt. I still remember him clearly, and he was surely not one to be forgotten. Suddenly my eyes fell on a clock, only 15 minutes left when all the servants would gather in front of the main entrance of the mansion, where they all will welcome Mafia Lord with rose petals in the beautiful trays which will be thrown on. I sighed and walked to the outside of the servant quarter. I reached the huge kitchen where maids and chefs were running around the kitchen. Everything was scattered on the kitchen counter, the fruits, vegetables, drinks, and different cooked Korean food. Suddenly, one of the maids came to me running. She was my friend Bella since I moved in here. Ryan, thank God you came. Can you please help me to cut the broccoli? I cut a lot of vegetables, but there are so many left. She said, jumping on the floor in nervousness. Don't worry, Bella, I'll give you a hand. I said, smiling. We both ran to the counter and started to cut the vegetables. When I finished helping Bella, Chef Dennis told me to give him a hand for making homemade fresh juices. I was hella tired right now, but as I said, the innocent one is always gets sandwiched, so I nodded with a smile as usual. After 10 minutes, I was done preparing fresh juices as I took a sigh. Chef Dennis, the juices are ready. You may check them, I said, wiping off a sweat from my face. He nodded, giving me a not so commendable smile. The head server ordered us to gather in front of the entrance, holding the gold trays of rose petals. All the people in the mansion worked to prepare the best welcoming. The guards checked the security. The gardener was giving water to the plants to make them look more beautiful and fresher. Finally, more than 20 black luxurious cars entered through the large front gate. I didn't know what was happening to my heart. I swear the maid standing by me. Finally, he got up from his car as he walked towards the main entrance. There were 4 bodyguards with him on each side. They all entered inside the mansion, but my eyes were fixed only on him. Everyone was welcoming him with flower petals, but it was only me who was drooling over him. I had some petals in my hands, but I didn't throw on him because I was not able to zone out from his charm. Everyone had their eyes down in order to give Mafia Lord respect, but my eyes were stuck on his face. A smile was creeping on my lips. I didn't know why, but I felt like he mesmerized. I felt I was in a trance from where I was not able to come on, neither I wanted so. But his eyes met mine for a moment, but then he walked ahead. Why and what happened to you? Why didn't you bow down at young master? She said, snapping me back to the reality. I shook my head and bowed down at the floor because he had already left. I mentally faced by myself for being dumb. Oh, I was lost in my own thoughts, I said, forcing a smile while taking few glances at him from behind. Finally, I am back in my hometown soul. My mansion words won't do any justice to describe how much I miss my place, my bedroom, the food cooked by best Korean chefs. I miss the air, the rainy nights of the soul, my people here, everything. Finally, I am feeling alive all over again. My bedroom was cleaned well. As I looked around, I was feeling a little tired, so I decided to take a warm bath. I grabbed my outfit from the walk-in closet and then headed to the bathroom. While I was taking a shower, I saw something shiny was hung on a rack, frowning. I fetched it, and after scanning it clearly, I came to know it was lady's bracelet. With my nose flaring, I slipped into my outfit and called for a head servant who was brought into my room in no time. What's this? I yelled out, showing him a bracelet in my hand. Pardon, master, but it's not mine, master, he said, stuttering. His legs were trembling while he was looking down. The maid who cleans my room, bring her hair right now. I yelled out, throwing the towel on the bed which was hung on my shoulder. He bowed down at me and then ran to the outside. I was sitting on my wooden chair while going through some papers when I heard someone's soft voice coming from behind. I turned around and my eyes widened as it was the same maid who didn't bow at me. I got up and looked at her face. It's mine, headmaster, she stuttered in her melodious voice. I was numb to form some words. I wanted to scold her. In fact, I am kind of person who wants everything on its right place. Even if I notice a minor dust in my room, I can turn into me. But why I am not able to say something? Seeing her face clearly, then I remembered. It was Lee Ryan whom 6 years back when I came into my room in the state. How I could forget that angelic features of her. I'm pretty sure she doesn't know that her cause she was fainted that time. Maybe because I asked her to clean my room for more than 3 times. Cause at first sight I found a small piece of paper inside the vase. So I gave her my. After that, I went to the where I had shower alone with my friends, and when I came back in my room, I somehow walked to the bathroom state, but there I found her on the floor. My eyes widened, and somehow I dragged her inside my room with a blurry vision. I made her lay, and I had to because I was feeling as if someone was digging in my head with a hammer. While I was trying to my best to get up by putting a pressure on my hands, but suddenly I lost my balance. I tried to get off but couldn't. Then my eyes fell on her face and I just couldn't help myself. So, still knowing that she was fainted and won't, but I couldn't get that time. And then after a while, from her and walked to the bathroom to take a warm bath. Once I regained some consciousness, I walked back to my room and called for my bodyguards who took her back to the servant quarter. From that day on, I couldn't just forget her feet. This is why I am not able to form some words as my eyes fell on us again. How one could be so beautiful and innocent at the same time. Pardon, master, she stuttered with her lower lips in nervousness. How she could do this to me, she is making me crazy. I cleared my throat and turned my head to the window, cause I knew if I kept looking at her soft, you just get lost from here. I lost your bracelet, just go away. I said, making a face so that she couldn't see bracelet in my palm. She nodded in yes and then rain outside. Finally my heartbeat came to its normal track. I opened my palm and looked at the shiny bracelet. I smiled, putting it inside my pocket. Why she is so innocent, I said to myself while messing up my hair. As soon as I reached the servant quarter, I threw myself on the bed and hid my face in the blanket. My heartbeat was fastened and I can feel my breath starting to swell up together. I was trying to take deep breaths, but it was not enough to escape the panic that was arising inside me. I know what kind of person he is, then why he didn't yell at me, or why I was not sent to a basement where other servants slight mistakes was doing, why he freed me so easily. Is something which is rising anxiety inside me. Is he changed in these 7 years or did he become innocent? I was in shock and my body was fully covered with the sweat. I was mopping the floor of his room while humming a song. Suddenly I felt a presence behind me. When I turned around, I saw Jungkook standing right in front of my face. Even though I was about to collapse from his intimidating stare, I couldn't help but admire his goldly features. Why you stop? Continue, he said in his deep voice and walked to the wooden chair. He sat on it and started to read a book. I gulped on it. No, I mean, I started to mop the floor again. You were mopping the floor while Jungkook was lost into your beauty. You glanced at him and he pretended to read the book. Come here, he said, closing the book while looking at you. You asked politely, you want me to repeat my words? He said and glared at you. Being scared, you shook your head and ran to him. He said coldly, staring at you. What? You asked as you thought that you hear something wrong. I said I'm not used to repeat myself, he said. But young master, it's not part of my duty. You started looking down at the floor, so in other words, you wanna disobey me? He said, raising his eyebrows. No, young master. You spoke slowly while sweat covering your forehead. Then do what I said, or else you will go into a basement like other disobeyed servants, he said. His eyes were bloody. You shook your head and bent little down. My hands, you put your hands on your and Jungkook heartbeat raced faster, which made you gulp down before you could pull. Jungkook stared at you, making your heartbeat go crazy and soon making you flinch. The kiss was so plain that you couldn't resist yourself and him back, making him smirk internally. As soon as reality hit, you snapped back and you ran outside, leaving him all blushing behind. You were lying on your bed while putting your both hands on your cheeks. You were not able to believe they had kissed you, and you responded, "Oh damn, why?" And why you couldn't say why you responded him like line. "Oh my, I literally cursed myself you while digging your head inside the blanket." Suddenly you hear the cold voice of head servant echoing in your ear. "Leave in," he yelled out. His voice was enough to make you stand on your feet as you jumped out from the bed and bore down at him. "Why you didn't clean the bathroom of Lord Mafia's room? Now go and handle the consequences, idiot." Saying this, he left the room. You got really anxious as you walked to his bedroom with steady steps. You knocked at the door and he let you come in. As he stared at you with a smirk around his lips, you bowed down at him and ran to the bathroom without looking up at him. Jungkook frowned, looking at you from behind. What happened to her all of a sudden? Wasn't she was the one a few minutes back? He said to himself, messing up his hair. While you were cleaning the bathroom, Jungkook's raspy voice reached your earlobe, which made your cheeks turn into tomato. "Wyan, come here," he said in a rude tone. You didn't respond and continued cleaning the bathroom. "She didn't mess up with the fire," he said to himself, getting up from the wooden chair, near blushing to yourself, but all of a sudden you felt intense gaze of someone so you felt someone was near. You looked back and your eyes widened and you felt heartbeat accelerated. It was Jungkook who was staring at you with his bone-chilling eyes. You glanced at the bathroom lock. Now you stepped back. Jungkook approached. "This time we will be little kitten," he said, making the butterflies flutter in your stomach. 3 hours later, he said with a playful smirk.